Okay folks, today we're going to do a video tutorial on Bluehost's cPanel function. And before we urge you to check out our other video tutorials just as introductions to Bluehost. We did partners, and we spoke about all of these things leading up to where we're going today. But again, if you're launching a web business, you're trying to transfer your current services or whatever that is for a custom domain and for a whole year of hosting service. Folks, if you're paying any more than $83, you really need to re-examine that, as we are saying. So what we're going to do this time on our with our video tutorials, we're still in the log section, and we kind of just gave you a brief overview of all of this, but we want to particularly focus on ASWATs. So we're going to go to ASWATs because this is a log. Basically, it logs your web traffic, where your web traffic is coming from, basically. And we'll talk about that again as it concerns Google Analytics, right? So basically, you have a video tutorial here of how to install it. As we said, Bluehost is awesome. Just in their help function, we already showed you the help function in here is what we did, and then also they have video tutorials. So what we're going to do now is ASWATs is already installed on these websites, and now on this particular hosting account we actually tore down or we uninstalled all of the web properties. And the reason why we did that is we wanted to build our websites from scratch with one-click upload web templates with WordPress. You really don't need a designer. Google Sitemaps, we did that for our WordPress students. So what we're going to do now is, on this particular hosting account anyway, is go down some things. So if you see some really low traffic statistics for these websites, they're not installed. They haven't been installed for a month. So we built them flat out, but we did that on another hosting account. So we're here in ASWATs, and as you can see, there's a navigation panel right here that lets you dig in each category. We're going to show you a little bit more in depth. So what we have up here is a summary or overview. Now, these particular traffic statistics, we would want them on this hosting account anyway to read 0 because we uninstalled it, and basically this is happening for two reasons. First, our social media optimization campaign is still, and our products and offers are still, a few of them still pointing to this website. Second, the Google, Yahoo, Bing, Ask, whatever that those search engines are, haven't taken the pages off of indexing for whatever reason, and it's been long enough. We don't know why they haven't done it. However, when you set up your Bluehost account, this is going to be your summary section, and this is just going to tell you unique visitors, number of visits, pages, how many pages, 1.46 pages per visit. That could mean some people visited 5 pages, others visited 2, some visited 1, but this is what it averages out to, and this is the bandwidth used, and we showed you what was going on with that. Next, we have a monthly summary, and basically this goes down by month to tell you where the traffic was, where it went, and all these other things. And you can see some zeros here because this particular hosting account we signed up for, and we believe it was April. We believe it was April or May, early May, we think it was, of 2011, and it really picked up. It picked up a little bit of steam, but we just did basically this particular install happened for website WordPress, and we were just sampling some search engine optimization techniques, some SMO techniques, just to see how many pages we could get to the number 1 place in search, or between 1 and 4 on high organic search rankings on the search engines. And we were just sampling, playing around. Basically, this was also we did a conference that summer, and this was just for the conference attendees to go to. So there was a lot of reasons why these traffic stats are as low as they are, and certainly the website's uninstalled now. But for your purposes, this is where you can monitor your monthly visitors, and this number actually are aggregated down from the summary section. So as we go down, AskWatts even breaks out the days of the months and what the visits look like, and all of those good things. And you can see the bars and graphs. I don't particularly care for bars and graphs personally. I like to see the numbers because they can show you which one is up and which one is down, but they're just a little too vague for me. So this is the days of, right here you can monitor the days of the month, just where the traffic is coming from. And the reason why this for AskWatts anyway, the reason why this particular is important, because what you might find is that your website traffic may shoot up on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then drop in the basement Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or whatever that is. So we're saying that to tell you this is, when you're monitoring your traffic statistics, please take the time to analyze what they're telling you. And if you localize or you geo-target where the traffic is coming from, and we'll show you that kind of in a minute. If you can geo-target it, you can conduct your marketing efforts based on what these numbers are telling you. The next thing is it actually goes out to kind of days of the week also. So what you have here is traffic statistic. We have days of the weeks, pages, and bandwidth, and all of those cool things. And then it even breaks it down to hours, and this is really important. Let me tell you why. If you choose to use a search engine advertising service like AdWords, these statistics on your website are really, really important for serving ads. And we'll say it like this. Let's just say you are getting a lot of visits between let's just say 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. You can actually set up your AdWords campaign to serve ads based on the another stat it gives you down here, based on the keywords that people are how they find your website. So you just really want to think about the hours function on there. Next down, what you have is countries. This tells you, folks, where your visits are coming from. United States and US, Russian Federation, Germany. This tells you where your stats are coming from. Now, let me also give you a piece of business advice for you who own strictly web marketing companies. Is that if you find out that your product or service is and your website visits are largely coming from Germany, and Germany is up here, you might want to seek out a vendor who can rework your actually rework your website, write your sales copy or something in German. Again, just like with the AdWords, this is something you want to focus on, because it is just imperative that you localize your traffic, folks, wherever it's coming from. If your business is coming from Egypt, you want to localize that and just really pay attention to that, from serving ads on AdWords to content advertising to even your search engine optimization efforts. It is hugely important that you do that, folks. So next down is saying host top 25. Basically, these are the IP or internet protocol addresses that the visits are coming from. Next down, what we have is our spiders, robots, bots. Again, we really believe paying to submit your website to a search engine is asinine. Our WordPress students know why it's asinine now, but and there's a lot of money in it. We could do that and charge people, but it's just not honest. And folks, we're just not going to do that. That just isn't right. So basically, what it shows is hits and all of those other types of things. It shows those types of things. So Googlebot, why it's still hitting his website, we have no idea, because we uninstalled it. There's nothing there except there's nothing there really, nothing there. So why it's still hitting, we don't understand. We must have got Googlebot fiending for our website content, right? So visit duration. What you see here What you see here, folks, this is also very important to pay attention to, because 0 and 30 seconds typically, and this is the truth, I don't care, unless you're like a super well-known website brand like Amazon or eBay or PayPal or something. It is difficult for, especially when you get high search engine results, for to keep people on site longer than 30 seconds. I mean, it's a huge challenge. Now, our numbers were certainly a lot greater than this, 6.2. Now, this was yeah, these are so high because people are going there and there's nothing there. As we say, we uninstalled the website, so really there's just nothing there. So this is why you are seeing this is why you are seeing this right here, are these low stats. But again, visit duration. If your website is set up and you think your website is great, but this category outpaces all these other by a long shot, you might want to revisit your content. Now, with that said, you have to understand that if you geo-target all your on-site media like PDF documents, especially images, videos, or whatever it is, a lot of people will focus on images. So on Google, we're going to show you something real quick. Let's just say business people. Let's just say this. So what you'll notice will go up here to the images indexing, and people may search this term if you keyword and see, they did theirs good, they didn't do it yeah, I'd take this out, but that's just my opinion. See, you see the difference between this and this? MCS, and these are just business people. So that's the search. So if your image is here, folks, what you have to understand is there are people, all websites that have photographs on them of some kind, they don't get those photos. They certainly don't get those photos by taking them most of the time. They'll go to Google, they'll go to an image search, they'll save as, they'll clip an image, and or some people may just click through to the website and they'll say, ooh, website for this image, ooh, and they'll go here and they'll save the image. So you got a website visit. It only takes a few seconds to clip that image. What that has to do with you is that when you are tracking your stats, if this is high, it could be because people are coming to clip images off your website. So this is hard to overcome for anybody unless you are a very well-known brand. So focus on your content and see where that traffic is coming from, and see if you can mitigate that. This also tells you about the hits for file types, which on this particular website at one time we had PDF files. It's a CSS template, which is it's a CSS web template, it's a CSS web template. So, and that stands for cascading style sheets, and we had images on there. So that also tells you kind of what's going on, folks, with your website. Downloads, it shows downloads here, robot.txt and sitemap, and all of these things like this. This is kind of concerning, but we're not going to tell you why this is concerning, but that's kind of concerning. We'll deal with that next time we build the site. But we had an AdWords banned product, and apparently people are still downloading it, which is, I guess, great. But at the same time, pages, URLs, you have all of this. What operating systems are people using, folks, to find your product, to find your website? What browsers are they using to find your website? And again, all of this data is just taking you folks to a whole another level of analysts. Now you have to have some way to analyze this and turn this into action. So but we'll leave that alone. Now, we talked to you about backlinks and all of those types of things, and we said if the backlinks aren't relative, then people backlink it to your site, they're not going to count in Google. And this is why on our one of our other video tutorials we said you don't need a tractor to build backlinks. You create great content, go to our website and take advantage of our social media optimization process. You will get relevant backlinks to your site. But this was a WordPress website, and look at this: Hugo Hosting, Wix, Affiliate Crunch, Windows, Buy Premium. This has something to do with it. This is relevant, but it's not authoritative website. So what good is it? Better Insurance. And all we're saying is none of these, at one time we had like 1,500 links, and none of them helped our search engine position because they're not relative. So as we said, be careful with attracting. Right here, when our site was up, this was really long, telling us the keywords that people find us with, and top 25 keywords help you geo-target for like AdWords campaigns, and there's some other miscellaneous stuff. This is something you want to focus on, folks. 404, we have a lot of 404 errors simply because we uninstalled the website and the